Hey, it's Brody with Better Outfitters. Today we're going to be going over the Sherpa Bigfoot trailer and show you why we think it's a pretty cool DIY kind of rig out to fit your needs trailer and show you some of the neat features about it. So definitely one of the most important and kind of good things about these trailers is it's a very versatile trailer, be able to be pulled by pretty much anything. It only weighs 1,300 pounds and it has a tongue weight of 140 pounds. Also, you've got the jack on the front with the wheel, and so it makes it really easy to be able to move around in your driveway or at a campsite to really kind of fine tune it. And then you also have your dual stabilizer jacks to pair up with that for a lot of extra stability at camp. So with all trailers, one of the biggest, most important things you're going to have is going to be your wheels, tires, setup, and your suspension. With this, you're going to be running the pretty aggressive 31 by 10.5 inch tires, and it's running on a DECKED solid axle. And you're running on 1,400 pound leaf springs on each side, so be able to handle lots of gear, lots of stuff like that in there. And one thing with that axle setup that makes it really nice is that it's pretty easy to be able to just swap your axle the other side of the leaves and be able to gain about 2.5 to 3 inches of lift out of it, as we can show you on one of our other rigs. Moving around to the back's gonna be kind of the one big thing for people that like to go out, if they're taking their bikes, stuff like that, is you're gonna have your 75 pound weighted hitch on the back, be able to put a extra gear rack or a bike carrier. I would say don't be afraid to put a little bit more on there. It's a very solid welded in to a very heavy wall square tubing frame, so it can definitely be able to handle quite a bit of weight, as well as your dual stabilizer jacks down there. So with these trailers, one of the best things, and it makes it where you can pretty much stick anything on them, is all the sides are 3/4 inch plywood, and then they actually have a 28 gauge sheet metal on the outside, so pretty much just like what's on the outside of any of your shop, stuff like that. Really resistant, and be able to mount stuff to it. And with that, you can be able to have your 2 crossbars or even add a third to be able to do a rooftop tent, haul a kayak, anything like that. It's very stout. And with that, by raising stuff up on the top, they've got a very beneficial, the actual fenders on the front and the back right there, the bat wing style fenders are load rated, so you can be able to climb up on them and stand on them and work off of it. Another nice thing with these is gonna be the max air fan right here on the side, so you can be able to get plenty of ventilation in or out. Or if you wanna freaking go overboard with it, you can throw a whole AC system on this thing. As we mentioned a little bit ago, you do have your wheeled jack on the front for ease of use to go around, and then it does have a hitch that requires a 2-inch ball. Also up here on the front, you can see we've got a toolbox mounted on this one. They normally just come with the open kind of front end, where you could do either like a cage kind of setup to hold your gear, or a toolbox, just kind of depending on what you want to do for it. So one of the nice things too on these that we like, just for the extra ventilation, stuff like that, is obviously you could have your door open and allow plenty, but man, you'd be able to pop this open right here, lock it out, you got your bug screen, be able to get a little bit of air and not have the mosquitoes coming in to carry you off in the middle of the night. So one of the added features that we did on these, on all of them that we tend to order, is gonna be this front divider section right here. It gives you plenty of room to store some of your gears, or gives you kind of something to lean back on. It is a little bit softer of a wood for right on that front, which makes it nice whenever you are sitting up in bed, you kind of kick back, it's not just digging into your back right there. It has a little bit of flex to it. And then whenever you can be able to put a queen size mattress in these, and whenever you do, it kind of gives you a little hidden storage compartment up at the front. And as y'all may have noticed, there is a pass-through door on each side, so you don't have to be crawling over your partner or anything like that to be able to get into your bed or anything like that. And then you've got the full pass-through big door in the back to be able to access all your gear, stuff like that. It does have that platform up at the top, which makes it pretty handy to be able to stack extra gear. If you got a kid, you can use that as a top bunk. And one of the cool things too at this is it does have the kind of power strip set up on the inside. It's a 6-plug setup, and then you just be able to plug your 110 power into the outside and be able to run from there. And then you've got a little cigarette lighter plug-in style to be able to run your max air fan on the inside, or if you did a power system like I mentioned earlier, a secondary one, you could be able to always hardwire that in. So one neat little feature, especially with kind of a minimalist style setup, what I like is multi-function kind of things, and their dome light that they have is pretty cool. in the aspect that it's rechargeable and it's just magnetic, and so if you're not in there and you're doing something out here, you can be able to stick it anywhere on your wall, turn it on, have just a little bit extra light with it, and whenever you're done, you just can be able to stick it right back in. Like I said, these are pretty DIY kind of setup, modular, make it fit your own kind of thing. And so we tend to like to have one a little bit rigged out with some different features to kind of give people and maybe some inspiration or some ideas. And so we want to kind of show you just a little walk around on one of the ones that we've already kind of rigged out with some cool products that we like. So a few key things we've seen after selling a few of these to some people, and here and there input and things like that, are kind of why we did some of the more popular items on this, just to kind of showcase it right off the bat. And things like that are going to include doing a chest box, toolbox on the front to be able to haul more gear, some type of water tank or water system, either for showering or fresh water. Keep in mind, if you're going to go with a black one on the top, I'd say it's going to be your shower one, because it's going to be hot water coming out of it right off the bat. Another popular thing with these, like we mentioned, is going to be flipping the axle to be able to gain you about another 3 inches of height clearance. Keep in mind, if you do flip the axle, that you will need to either also swap out to a bigger set of stabilizer jacks, or have some type of leveling blocks, as the factory ones are not quite tall enough for that. Moving around on the side, I'd say really the key thing people like, especially for their kind of cooking setup, is some type of drop-down table, propane tank, and then on the side you're cooking on, be able to do an awning on it. We do the 270s, lots of room. Throw a wall set on there, be able to close it in nice, and have some extra living space, or even if it's bad weather out, to be able to get out of your camper. Big reason a lot of people do flip the axle on these, obviously for more ground clearance, but really just to be able to get that awning, that extra height up there, for if you're over that 6 foot mark, to be able to walk in and out of it, not be hitting your head, stuff like that. There's some other variety of things. Like I said, with the walls being solid, you can kind of put a little bit of whatever you wanted to, from Max Tracks to Roto Packs, or a different type of water tank. Only other accessory thing that people tend to do would be adding that third crossbar, or things like that, depending on what type of load they're hauling, or if they're putting a tent or something on the top. Well, thank y'all for watching today. If you like the Sherpa Bigfoots, we've got the plain Janers ready to be customized out, or if you like how this one is, they're all ready to go and can be rigged out to suit your needs. So either drop us a comment or give us a call if you got any questions or want to see some more on these trailers. Let us know and we'd be happy to do it for you. So thank y'all for staying tuned, and check out next week's video.